You are about to experience the result of hard work and dedication from the City of Champions, Cleveland's own, 90th's finest. Self-made, hard-working entrepreneurs, unequivocally raw, no holds barred. This is Epiphany Media.
This is Epiphany Media. One second. Go ahead and share out.
Man, I wish I could share this stream on Instagram. I need to get that stuff together, man, because it'd be nice if I could share a live stream. But anyways, welcome back to another episode of Epiphany Media.
We are. Oh man, jump right into the eclipse, man. On the heels of last show, how was your eclipse experience?
Oh, it was great, man. I sat in the driveway, watched it, and it was beautiful. I've never seen anything like that in my life. It's kind of hard to comprehend. Like, wow, it's really happening right now. But yeah, it was a great experience. How about you?
Same. Sat in the driveway. Of course, I feel like everybody tried to take pictures of it or take some cell phone footage, but we all know how that goes, which is not well. You know what I'm saying? It's just not a thing or whatever. But yeah, it was great. I'm a big science guy, so I know how sweet eclipses are. Lunar eclipse are not as sweet because it's just a shadow, but that was super sweet. It was way cooler than I could have ever imagined. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have any of the out of body experiences or conspiracies that we talked about last week, but you know what I'm saying? Aliens didn't come down and take over, but it was extra sweet, and I don't know. It was super dope, man, and it was some great shots that came out, from the city from that day. It was the Guardians opening day.
And they took the dub.
Man, and took the dub exactly. They they got good cameras down there. Put it up on the big screen. I think at once they had turned the lights out or turned them low or something, so it'd be easier to see for people or whatever.
So they had a whole watch party.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they pushed back the start time and everything so people can see it. These some pictures from one of them's from the Guardians themselves. I think one of this is from like one of our local reporters. You know what I'm saying? I forget which one is which, to be honest. But this is the opus though. This shot right here is
oh yeah, that's a perfect shot.
Man. It's a guy, I don't know his name. I don't even think I followed the dude, but I posted this on Twitter shortly after, and this is the one, man. That's the one for sure.
Yeah.
I even I think it's on mute our mics when we do it. Let me see if I can unmute us, but I did like a little time lapse. Like I said, it's a cell phone, so it's not great, but let me see if I can play. Yeah, there we go. All right, I didn't even mute us, but so I can't even rewind it. Hold on. But all you can see is, the sun starts out, and then you can see as it. This is, by the way, this is over the course of like a half an hour or something. It gets real dark, and then of course, my phone is looking at this through the eclipse glasses or whatever. So when it gets dark, you can't see anything, even though that would have been super sweet, but not to be. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, over the course of like a half an hour. But that's super cool. One of the coolest experiences I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, make you want to travel to the next one.
That was my next question. Would you travel to see another one?
Yes.
Like, well, that's a good answer. I was gonna say I was gonna give you like some parameters, like, oh, if it wasn't too far, let's say you just had to go to Kentucky or whatever, but you just flat out said yes. And I agree with you, man. Like after seeing it in person, yeah, I think I would.
Yeah, I want to go to the one in Egypt because the aliens are most definitely going to come back in that one.
You're gonna come back and pick up the pyramids, just pick it up. Like, damn, I knew we left these somewhere. Shit.
Right.
Like, what were we doing, man?
Right. But yeah, it'd be cool to see, the eclipse happening and the pyramids in the background.
That would be super. Dude, those shots gonna be crazy. Those shots gonna be crazy. Well, you won't have to wait. I don't know about the one in Europe. I know we'll have one here in the States in a couple years. I forgot how many exactly. Nowhere near Cleveland though. So
Right.
if you missed the one in if you're in Ohio and you missed this one, I hope you don't mind traveling because you ain't gonna see it. I was gonna ask the audience. Angel said she'll travel for it. Ebony said that the picture was fire. Yeah, that picture is the one, man. Shout out to that dude. I'm sure you're gonna be selling them, or if you don't, he crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'd definitely be doing that. Yeah, but yeah, it was super sweet though. I would man, would you do anything differently though? Like, would you I don't know. Like, would you stop what you're doing sooner? Like, would you pick a better location? Would you grab drinks? Would you have like a get together? Like, if you could just if you knew what you know now, like, would you do anything differently? Just
Po-
out of curiosity.
Possibly a get together because it was a party you can have a party at 3 o'clock in the afternoon if you wanted to. But as far as location, you can enjoy it from the comfort of your home. I don't think you need to go to it, to a party downtown at a bar or whatever. Nah, like in your driveway, like I did, it would be perfect. Um, I s- Let me see. It started at like one something or 12:59 or 1:59, right? I can't remember. Um, but as soon as it started, I was running errands, but I had my glasses with me, so I would look up when I was outside my car and see it's happening. And when I first seen it, I'm like, wow, it's really happening. That's crazy. it's just
Yeah.
it's just like how they said it would, So I was doing stuff, up until the crescent. When the crescent happened, that's when I stopped and just sat down in my chair.
Man, same thing. The parcel started here for us at 1:59, and man, we were like, we out shopping, like, oh man, we gotta hit one more store, and we gotta hurry up and get home. So we watching it. But man, after the second store, we like, man, maybe we'll just sit here in the parking lot, like, and just check it out, man. It's just open space. It was like, it would have been weird to take a picture of a dad and his daughter out, but like he had like a tripod with a telescope or whatever. I'm like, just the moment, you know what I'm saying? Not being weird or creepy, but that moment is like just super cool, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how you keep kids and young people interested in science and stuff. So
Right.
I'm like, that's just a cool moment that they'll have and remember forever. Then rush home, get home, and probably like halfway through, and I'm trying to fumble with the I'm fumbling with the tripod. I'm like, man, I want to get my tripod out now. I'm trying to set the phone up. I can't get I got a gimbal, but the battery ain't charged. It ain't holding the phone. It's terrible. And then it got to the point where I'm like, man, we gotta. It's funny because I still got tape on the tripod now, like taping the phone up to the thing to keep it from moving, like just trying. And then probably got I don't know, a little bit before the crescent, man. Just sat down I think we had a drink or something and just sat down and listened to the birds chirp and then get quiet. And then there was one guy try to ruin it by talking. It's quiet, completely quiet in the neighborhood, and there's one dude just talking. It was annoying. But other than that, it was fantastic though, for sure.
Yeah, I see. As soon as it got dark, I see somebody pull off in their driveway. Like, are you not seeing what's going on? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, people, man. My aunt said, I don't know if Ebony J's still in here, but my aunt said that she said she watched it all day from like when it got to like Mexico and followed it as it came across. And when it got to us, she was like, I'm just gonna stay in bed. Like I'm not even gonna get up and go outside and watch it. And now she has been regretting it ever since though. You know what I'm saying? Like of course you like I'm like you've been watching it on TV the whole time. Like so you would think now once you get over you that you would be like, all right, I watched enough on TV, I'll go out and check it out. But no, she was like, I'm just gonna stay in bed, which is crazy to me. Insane. Insane. Like crazy. But I agree with you though. I think a get together would be super sweet. You know what I'm saying? Having that experience with just more people, I think would be dope. Just like creating a memory. But
Yeah, because I was by
but the
myself.
location didn't matter at all, I don't think.
No, 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 no. It wasn't like anything would, obstruct your view anyway. You're looking up in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
um
that was cool though.
yeah. All right, man. Well, that's the eclipse. Just want to get your thoughts and opinions and all that good stuff. Like a once in a lifetime thing for our area. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you guys seen it, enjoyed it, and all that good stuff. And now we can get into what we're talking about today. Today we are talking about some Cleveland legends. Um, uh, you know, we always talk about Cleveland legends being, the same. So it's funny when I think about like a topic like this. I always think about like Black History Month in school, where you talk about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, and Rosa Parks. Like that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You might get a Langston Hughes every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? You might throw in you know what I'm saying, outlier every once in a while, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But it's always like the same people over and over, you know what I'm saying? So when I was thinking about this, I'm like, man, like who are some Cleveland legends like who really impact in the city in whatever way? It could be a weird way, it could be a crazy way, a positive way, but just impact the city or people that uh, uh, just is known around the city for various reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So just to explore that and share with the world some of the Cleveland legends that we appreciate. I was about to say I don't know who your second one is, but I wanted to give like some honorable mentions, like just an idea for people of what an honorable mention could be, or kind of what we're talking about, I guess, because cause know who my second one was going to be, just on like some funny shit. It
Who
would be
was
like
that?
super pimp, nigga. I
Who
was
was?
gonna make,
Oh,
I
you
gonna make,
talking about you talking about the one guy to be at every event or something like that?
yeah, nigga.
Yeah.
That's his
Okay.
name.
I never. I don't know if I seen him in person before.
Really,
Yeah, I don't think I have.
man. He nigga, this nigga be this nigga be everywhere, man. He like a former army captain or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he called himself. But he
And he walk around the
uh,
city as super pimp ever
yeah,
since.
super pimp, man. He'd be like in like pink suits and shit. In like suits, just the loudest suits or whatever. It was like a white dude or Italian or something. But shit just hilarious though. It was funny. You know what I'm saying? But he's just a dude that's known. Like I'm not saying, I don't know nothing about him as far as like if he owns anything or I don't know nothing about Cuz, but I just know that he's known, you know what I'm saying, That's all I know. He called himself the king of downtown Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? He be at Christie's all the time.
Hey,
So you know what I'm saying? Just something like that is what I'm saying. These people that the world might not know, but like in town, like, oh shit, that's Super Pimp, man. It's crazy.
look, an honorable mention could be hey, what's the guy who has say them girls? Um,
Charles Ramsey.
yeah, he could be he could be an honorable mention.
Charles Ramsey could be an honorable mention for sure. Um, uh, yo, that's a good honorable mention for sure.
Like he did something that was heroic.
That's a good one. That would have been a great one. I'm mad I ain't think of that. That's good.
Man,
That's good, man.
No, I seen him before, and I was coming out the bathroom at Richmond Mall, and he was coming in. But you know how you coming out, somebody coming in, Paul, right? And you know, I was about to bump into each other, and but he took like a weird step back. I'm like, all right, nigga, whatever, you know. And I just, you know, I'm like thinking, like, why is this nigga acting weird? So, anyways, I walk out. I'm at the food court, and he had come out the bathroom, come to the food court, and I look, and I'm like, oh, know exactly who that is. But he was with something. He was with something young too, and most definitely she was not his daughter. But hey, got a little fame. I don't blame him.
Man, yeah, no, that's yeah, no, that's crazy, man. Yeah, Charles Ramsey is a good one.
So,
Go ahead.
So you want me to start it off? You gonna start it off?
It don't matter. It's up to you.
All right, I gotta pull it up. So I go my first pick.
All right.
So this guy has been putting in work since forever in Cleveland. You know, he passed away about 4 years ago. And the person, you know, the first person I went with was Dick. Or no, we're gonna go by his government name.
Whoa.
we about to.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go with his government name, Richard Dwayne Dwayne Goddard. For those who don't know, he was a newscaster on Fox 8 here in Cleveland, and man, he's been around forever. He was never wrong on the weather. You know, they're getting it wrong
Pretty
nowadays.
good.
They said it was going to be, you know, warm last week, and it was cold and rain. Like, they don't know, but he was pretty good, man. But what I didn't doing my research, what I didn't know was that he was born in Akron. I didn't know that. You know, he went to the Air Force, and he was doing the Browns play-by-play. Did you know that?
I've never heard that ever in my life. He used to do the Browns play-by-play?
Yeah, it says after returning to Cleveland, Goddard was also employed with NFL Cleveland Browns as the team's official statistician for home games. Then a CBS affiliate, WJW, carried Browns games at the time, and as part of their NFL play-by-play contract until 1970, AF NFL merger due to the Cleveland Browns move to the AFC, at which the point games moved to WKYC. This was a key factor in having joined the station. He held this position from 1966 to 2011.
What?
Right.
2011?
Yeah, I have never heard of that.
Me neither. That's crazy.
You know, of course, he also appeared on another honorable mention, Big Chuck and Little John show.
Oh, for sure.
And
that's funny.
But, you know, with the reason why, to me, he's a Cleveland legend, because who gets a law passed in their name?
It's true.
Like,
That's a good
Who
point.
does that? Like, who does that? I'm about to read it. Oh, here it is. Goddard was an outspoken opponent of animal abuse. Dick Goddard's Law, a bill to increase the severity of penalties for abuse, was introduced into the Ohio General Assembly and reintroduced in 2015. The 2015 version was signed into law on June 13th, 2016. Like, that is
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Now, for those who don't know, he was a weatherman on the news, but he always used to have a segment where you can, adopt, animals like dogs, cats, etc. You know, so he was always an animal lover, but before he got up out of here, he got that law passed. It's crazy.
Dick Goddard, the reason I know what it's a woolly bear. Is that what they call it? The
What is that?
little like the caterpillar, I think. Woolly bear, I think they call it. I think that's what they call it.
Wow, this is news to me.
It's like the brown and black caterpillar, I think. Let me see. Yeah. So it's just a caterpillar. They grow into the a tiger moth, the Isabella tiger moth. Let me here. I'll share my screen just so you guys can see it. Once you see it, I think you'll know. I'm sure you've seen these before.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, but he's the reason I know what these are. Like I don't know why they're important, but every time I see one, I think about Richard Goddard. Think about Rich. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't. Like he always, every time I heard him talking, it was all about woolly bears or whatever. So shout out to Dick Goddard though. Cleveland legend for sure. I'll put him. I definitely second that. I definitely second that. Yeah. Shout out to Rich. Rich.
So, hey, I got enough respect for him. I'll call him by his nickname.
Yeah. I would if he was around, I would still give him. I would give him the nickname, but he got like a weather center named after him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's known.
Street named after him, right in front of the station.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shout out to Rich. I'm calling him Rich. Shout out to Rich for now. See, that's cool. That Dick Goddard's that's a good one for sure.
So who do you consider a Cleveland legend? I'm interested in who you picked.
All right, so you went with your first pick first. I'm gonna go with my first pick last. I'm gonna go with my second round pick first. That sounds confusing. I'm going to go with just because my number one pick, I kind of cheated a little bit, but by them not being born in Cleveland or whatever, or born in like the area. But this guy was my first Cleveland legend. I want to highlight is Bobby Womack. Good old Bobby Womack. And I don't know how many people actually know that Bobby Womack is from Cleveland. That his whole family is from Cleveland. Like he had, I think he was like one of 5 brothers, I think, and they all were from Cleveland or whatever. Yeah, and this is across 110th Street, Bobby Womack. In case you guys are wondering, like this is that Bobby Womack. You know what I'm saying? Across 100, like soul singer Bobby Womack is from Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? He was born here in the 40s, March 4th, 1940. I got I'm reading it as if I don't have notes. Was born here March 4th, 1944. Began his music career in the 60s. Him and his brothers had a gospel band. They were doing gospel, and apparently they were pretty good for gospel, but at the time, like, gospel wasn't charting like that. So somehow they got hooked up with Sam Cooke. That Sam Cooke, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he pretty much was like, hey, the gospel ain't working out, man. Y'all should do something different. Mm-hmm. And they did, essentially. Like, it became like Sam Cooke and shit. I can't remember the name of I can't remember the name of the group or whatever. Damn. Anyway, it was him and a group. It was him and his brothers in a group. They like pretty much backed up and opened and stuff for Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke and damn, who was it, man? I don't got my notebook with me. I might have grabbed my notebook for the next one. But definitely for Sam Cooke and somebody else I completely forgot. Sorry. But yeah, and then Sam Cooke was like, y'all gotta do something else. So he backed up for them. And then Sam Cooke died or got assassinated, essentially. And then this band, and Bobby Womack went on to have a solo career, as you know, you may know that's where he got all his songs and stuff from. What I didn't know, or what I learned from doing the research, was that on most of his songs he played like guitar, but he has like songwriting credits for like the Rolling Stones.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like like a couple other people that you wouldn't think. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy. Like you just wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know. Just completely different genres that you wouldn't think about it. But yeah, man, all that from Cleveland, and he was like inducted into not only the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you know what I'm saying, but also the songwriter. I think he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in, I want to say, like 2009 or so, and he was also inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2006. So, you know what I'm saying, like dude was really out here. You know what I'm saying?
So being inducted into that means that he was writing a lot of hits out here, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like hits that, and that's how it is a lot of times, where you're a songwriter and you write it for, you know, the people that are singing it, and you don't get the media attention or the attention from fans, but you the guy though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, induction to the Rock and Roll and the Songwriter Hall of Fame. He was, so the cool thing, one of the reasons I picked him, I guess, is because it wasn't just like like just, everything was perfect. Like he got, and I ain't throwing no hate to LeBron James or whatever, but it wasn't like, he got on, he stayed out of trouble, he did it his way. You know what I'm saying? He worked hard and, got all the acclaim, all the accolades that he deserved. It wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cuz had some controversy, and like, this ain't no slight to him or anything. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? But especially at the time, like, you could talk about anybody from that time at Motown that was battling all type of addictions. You know what I'm saying? Drugs and I mean, domestic violence issues. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody,
Man,
everybody was having problems back then. It seemed like.
well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, look, you will never get me to say nothing wrong, nothing negative about Jim Brown, but I will say he got a couple domestic violence joints on this thing, and I'll still put him number one on my list. You know what I'm saying? So, it's
Hey,
just it's just a part of the story.
right, like that stuff. Like he done passed away now, but stuff like that makes you forget that he was a participant in the civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? Like people just, oh, it's Jim Brown. He, one of the greatest running backs ever, and
Yeah.
he put hands on his. But I
But,
mean, it's not funny, but he put
um,
hands on his wife.
yeah, like,
It's not funny,
yeah,
but it's just
it's not. But that's the complete story, though. You can't like. I love the Married with Children, so you can't have one without the other. Like that is now. Look, now OJ Simpson died this week, right? And I hate the fact that everybody like, oh man, OJ Simpson died at 76 or however old, I think it was 76 or whatever, and he famously known for the court case where he was acquitted, but in the court case where his wife or whatever was murdered, his wife and best friend was murdered, blah blah blah, like all this stuff or whatever. And I get it, right? Because he was famous for that. But he also was the first running back to run for 2,000 yards. He also won a Heisman Trophy. I think he was the first black player to win a Heisman Trophy. I think I'm not 100% sure. But like it's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? And I get it.
run through an airport too.
That's hey man, he deserves all the accolades. You know what I'm saying? Like so I get it, right? So I don't love it, you know what I'm saying, especially on the guy's deathbed, but that is a part of all of the story. I just wish they highlighted the other stuff instead of saying known famously for the court case.
But I
He's
mean,
also known.
hey, no, known for murdering your wife and her
It's crazy.
and her boyfriend and son. That's very notable in your story. It's not like yeah, he ran for 2,000 yards and he killed 2 people. Like
Yeah. Look, you can say the court stuff first. You can say the court the court stuff first, and then and also he was the first black guy to win a Heisman and first player in NFL history to run for 2,000 yards, and you can put the court state
for stealing back his own stuff.
Yeah. I get it. I get it, man. I'm just saying. So anyway, you got to put everything in the story. You know what I'm saying? I completely get it. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. I'm doing with Bobby Womack. Like I respect because hey, Andy from our neighborhood. Like he grew up in the Fairfax area. You know what I'm saying? The Fairfax neighborhood of Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons why I picked him as well. If you want to talk about just quickly the some of the controversy that he got into, so Sam Cooke was his guy, one of his best friends, somebody that kind of put him on, and he married Sam Cooke's widow like 3 months after Sam Cooke died.
That's crazy.
That's kind of crazy. Not only that, they allegedly, I wasn't there, so I don't know. Allegedly, or there's multiple accounts, I'll say, that he showed up to the funeral in Sam Cooke's car wearing one of Sam Cooke's suits and was driving Sam Cooke's wife to the funeral. Which, I guess on the surface, it's not the worst thing, but the optics of that doesn't look too well.
He made a diss song.
That was later, and everybody say that's about Sam Cooke, and it probably is. Like, so I'm not saying he was a good guy. I'm just saying he's a Cleveland legend. You know what I'm saying? Uh, all right, so he married Sam Cooke's widow, and then I don't know how many years later, but years later, he had an affair on Sam Cooke's widow with their 17-year-old daughter, like with Sam Cooke's 17-year-old daughter, the widow's daughter. 17-year-old daughter.
Like his Cleveland legend status might be revoked after that. I mean, he might be a legend for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I made it known at the beginning. I didn't say he was a good guy. I didn't say this was all for the positive things. You know what I'm saying? And you know who my first pick is, so this is why this guy has to go first. I had to redeem myself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know that happened, and something crazy happened. So his brother then married the daughter that he had an affair with, like later in life. They got married and like had kids and stuff, which is crazy. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's insane, man. Like I said, I didn't say he was a good guy, but he is a Cleveland legend in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Yeah, let me wrap Bobby because Bobby's wild. 2012, Bobby was diagnosed with Alzheimer. You know what I'm saying? That pretty much was the end of him, like making music. He actually had a sample in like 20, like a couple of years ago, like before he died. I had to look it up. I definitely gotta give my book. But he had like a sample on somebody's. So he died in 2014 at the age of 70, and he had a sample on somebody's music in 2012, like a not like they took some old stuff. Like he went into the studio and recorded it in 2012, and he died June 27th, 2014, at the age of 70. But he had a career that spanned 6 decades, man, which is incredible, man. So Cleveland legend, Bobby Womack.
Yeah.
Bobby the GOAT Womack, man.
Now, I'm going to stay in that same lane. As far as music goes, as far as an artist goes, but without all of the controversy.
Kanye, no, I'm just playing.
Right. Oh man! So from my next pick of a Cleveland legend, I'm gonna go with Gerald Levert.
Solid.
Solid. People talk about Luther Vandross and Barry White and stuff, but Gerald Levert was on that level back then. It was on that level back then, but of course you're gonna be on that level if you're the son of Eddie Levert. Come on now. Who was Eddie Levert? He was part of the OJs. Come on, man. So if you're young and you're going traveling around the country, seeing what your father doing, of course you're gonna be following those footsteps. So it was only right. But he grew up in Shaker Heights. He was born. Well, it said that he was born in Philly. That's where he was birthed at. But he grew up in Shaker. And yeah, it says.
I'm still listening. I'm gonna get my notebook while you doing your presentation.
Yeah, so he grew up in Shaker Heights. He often joined his father on the road for their various performances. In high school, Levert's inclination towards music became apparent when he formed the trio Levert with his younger brother Sean Levert. and good friend Mark Gordon. Hey, four of Levert's albums went gold as far as the group goes. Damn, hold on a second. They remixed R. Kelly's "I Believe I Can Fly." I never heard that before. Hold on, I might. No, I want to pull it up, but I don't want to get the stream cut. But wow. But also, just like Bobby Womack, Gerald Levert was a great writer too. He wrote songs for Patti LaBelle, Barry White, Stephanie Mills, Anita Baker, Pendergrass, Freddie Jackson, New Edition. And he was also in a group with Keith Sweat and Johnny Gill called LSG. And their first album sold over 2 million copies. Man. Unfortunately, he died in 2006 of a heart attack. They said that he, mistakenly mixed meds that he was taking. And it became toxic, and that's what killed him. And I'm reading here, it says, he was taking those medicines, those pain medicines, those strong Percocets and all that type of stuff for a lingering shoulder problem and surgery, recovering from Achilles tendon. That's why I did not want to take any of the Percocet that they had gave me. Nah, it's it's highly addictive. I didn't want to do that stuff. I took it once and I felt high as hell. But yeah, that's crazy, man. He also won American Music Awards. No, wait. He was nominated for American Music Award. He won a BET Award. He won a Grammy for Best Traditional R&B Performance. So yeah, man. As I look back at the screen, he really got his notes up. Yeah, they take some notes on this on the person that he's going with. I respect it though. I respect it. And as of what's this 2024, the person that he's talking about is still doing great things in the community. I don't want to ruin it. Hey, nobody can hear what you're saying. You know that.
I forgot. I was muted. Yeah, man. Full booklet of notes here. Gerald Levert is great. Look, you won't believe me. No one should believe this. I met Gerald Levert on 90th.
That's crazy.
Like, what was he doing on 90th? I have no idea. I have no. Why would anybody be on 90th? Why were we on 90th? I have no idea. Now I'm not even kidding. You remember? This was such a long time ago. You remember? You remember Pepper that stayed directly across the street from me?
Right.
So it was y'all. It was Mohammed them house in the back. It was I don't know who the hell stayed in like that newest house in the front. And then there was Miss Jean them that was like across the street, and then directly across from us was like I think it was like yellowish house. But Pepper, he was the guy that sold CDs and tapes and stuff.
Right.
He's the dude that sold me my first. The first tape I ever bought, the Eminem, the Marshall Mathers LP. So, Pepper, I'm not kidding. I've never, Pepper, I've never heard Pepper make music. I never heard him rap. I never heard him make beats. I never heard him sing anything. I only know Pepper from selling CDs and stuff, right? But you remember back, it's crazy. Remember back in the day when they used to so you'll buy like a Hot Boys album or something. You'll buy a Cash Money record album,
Right.
and where you take the CD out, behind there it would say like BG whatever coming soon or coming, summer of 20 2002 or something like that.
Yeah.
It would like that was like free advertising, right? You take the CD out and then have like the next release, so you would know free advertisement.
Yeah.
There you go. Now it was I don't remember which Master P album it was. Nigga, Pepper was in the fucking thing. He was in the thing. Now I don't know if he was rapping or singing. I don't know what he was doing.
Did he make it himself? Did he make it himself?
Now that I'm older, you could just pop those cases open and put it in the paper. But I thought it was like coming from the label or something, so I thought it was something special. So I don't know. Anyway, this is a long way around to saying Pepper was doing stuff allegedly in the music industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one night, I don't know what happened, for whatever reason, Pepper's girl had turned all of his clothing belongings into a bonfire in the backyard of his house for whatever reason, I don't know. And the day after that happened, I met Gerald Levert on 90th at Pepper's house. It is the most weirdest, incredible thing I've like. At the time, I know the name Levert, but like I don't, I'm like 10 or 11 or something. I don't know, but like I met Gerald Levert on 90th, talking about why this girl burnt this dude's clothes up. It was crazy. It was the most insane thing ever. I met Gerald Levert on 90th. Like
it's such believable, unbelievable story.
Dude, I don't believe it, and it happened to me. I have no way of proving this. It's nothing I can do. Like, but I bet this nigga at Pepper House. Like, it's crazy.
So when you seeing him, what did you say? What did he say?
They was just talking. I just walked up because the night before, his clothes was on. It was just a fire in his house. So I'm like, but he's known for selling CDs and stuff. So I probably was walking up to talk about music or whatever, and they was talking about the fact that the girl burnt all his clothes and stuff. I'm a kid. Like they wasn't talking to me. I wasn't asking for autographs. I'm like 11. I know the name Levert, but I ain't putting two together.
Gerald Levert he probably used to carry a gun on him.
He was on 90. We all should have had guns. we was kids. We all should have guns on us.
This ain't no way. He just pulled up by himself.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It was just him. It was him and Pepper. And I walked over. I just walked across the street to ask, like, was everything okay? I think because everything was on fire yesterday.
Wow.
It was so weird. Like, I think Blue would be the only person, wherever the fuck he is, would be the only person that could validate that story, I think. So it's strange.
Now you just heard me read where he grew up at Shaker Heights, Ohio. That's what it said.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
And it said that he grew up on Shaker Heights, and he was on 90th. And for those who don't know, 90th and East 90th and Quincy Avenue. That's where he was at.
I also grew up in Cleveland Heights, but I lived on East 90th as well. That's
different.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, Cleveland Heights and Shaker is the same spot.
No, but I'm saying it's different as like it didn't say that he, went back and forth or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows? His grandmother probably was in the hood. He went there. Who knows? I don't know.
Dude, I don't know, man. Maybe Pepper really was that guy on the music side. I don't know. And maybe his friend was just checking in. I'm like, yeah, man, this bitch burning all my clothes. And he's like, let me stop by then. You know what I'm saying? I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't my story isn't quite like yours, but everyone's a Cleveland, famous Cleveland person. But I remember
Your mom said she seen Blue a few months ago.
well, last time I seen him, he was at the HP on 140th.
Last time I seen Blue, he was on a ladder painting the house. He was on the roof painting, and he spotted me somehow walking down the street.
He said, "I paint houses."
Shout out to Blue.
But, hey, so I was at work. Hey, that's a classic picture right here.
Classic picture. Shout out to Blue in his porch.
I think we were making stuff up. But look, I remember I was at work. And I was at work and I was talking to my coworker and we was talking about, people from Cleveland. And she had mentioned Kim Whitley, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, yeah, what do you think of her? And this and I'm like, yeah, she's cool, cool actor. I got no problems with her. She was like, good, because that's my sister. I'm like, so I looked at her. I'm like, oh yeah, they almost definitely sisters because they most definitely resemble each other. It's crazy.
That's another good honorable mention too.
Because that got me thinking, like, man, like, okay, these people from Cleveland, they most definitely got family members that live here. Mm-hmm. So it was like, yeah, you can't talk too crazy about, Steve Harvey or or whoever.
Well, we'll see about that one. We run out of time, man. Let me run through my last guy. All right, so my last person is Ted Ginn Sr. of the Glenville Tar Blooders. I said that this was kind of man, right. Educated of the Glenville Tar Blooders, founder of the Ginn Academy. I said this was cheating a little bit because he was born in Louisiana. You want to know what's crazy? Where in Louisiana? No idea. The internet doesn't know. Every interview I've ever watched, he just says from down south. He never says where you're from. It's very strange. I think that's a little weird. You think he would have slipped up like Baton Rouge or New Orleans or something? Never one time. He just says from down south. For those of you that don't know, just a general overview. Ted Ginn Sr. is a football coach here in Cleveland and probably one of the most consistently successful, I'll call him a coach, not just a football coach, just a consistently successful coaches in Cleveland sports history. Now, that don't mean that he wins championships every year, but his teams are good every year. He sends people to the next level every year. Consistent every single year. I kind of put this in order. So he, like I said, from Louisiana. I'm not exactly sure what year he moved here to Cleveland, but he graduated in 1974. And so, you like 18 or so.
What school to high school?
Glenville.
Oh, so you went to Glenville. I didn't know that.
Tar Blooder, yep. So you graduated in 1974. So, you graduated when you 17, 18 in most cases. Started coaching immediately in 1976. Like 2 years later, immediately started coaching at Glenville for free, like just like a volunteering, type situation. The story is his father died, I believe, and this was kind of a way of like the coaches kind of keeping him close, keeping him on track. Saying like, hey, come hang out, come coach and whatever. Saying, and that just kind of helped him to this day. In '86, he became the JV team, the JV coach. Mm-hmm. So we talk about 10 years later. of working for free or whatever, and then you become the JV coach. Somewhere in there, he became like a security guard for Glenville. So, getting familiar with the system, getting familiar with the kids and stuff. In 1997, when the head coach of the varsity team retired, he was the only person to apply for the job. And he was still ridiculed. He was the only person to apply for the job, the head football coaching job at Glenville. To apply. The only person to apply is crazy.
Well, probably knew at it. I don't know. They probably already know he was, about to be in there. Because when you work at a school, your first dibs to being a coach anyway.
See, you would think that though, right? But they said that he got so much pushback. Well, they gave the school pushback because he wasn't a registered teacher at the school. Like, he was just a security guard with no teaching degree. So they gave him pushback and stuff. And they wasn't happy about it. But he was the only person that applied. So shit, like, what are you gonna do? Just rolling through. I know we run out of time. To date, as of last year, 21 is kind of modeled of how many people actually, because they count people that have played NFL games. So 21 players made it to the NFL that played under his tutelage at Glenville. He opened up Ginn Academy in 2007, like you were saying. They enrolled 350 it's an all male public school.
They're walking in straight lines down the hallway.
Dog, it's crazy, and it's not just kids from Glenville; it's kids from all over the city who they don't do any sports there, but it's all academics. That's why, and he don't like to be called a football coach. He said, "I'm a coach. This is a coach in life." You know what I'm saying? You need help on whatever, I'll help you with whatever. He opened that up in 2007. He said his ultimate goal with that school is to have inner city boarding school where kids can live there and whatever and go to school there and actually do everything there to keep them out of trouble and keep them on the straight and narrow. In 2012, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. They say he had a 5% chance of living. He said he didn't know he was that bad. He said he was how you're just used to the new normal, you know what I'm saying? Your body could be feeling some type of way, but it's just normal to you. And he said that's kind of what he felt until he went in there. And he went to the University Hospital Cancer Center just after I left. So that would have been crazy. Made a full recovery, trying to catch up on just life and reaching out to kids, as he said. 2022, Glenville to the state championship, won it. Wasn't the first time going, but first time winning it. First time in Cleveland public school history that one of those schools has won the football championship. In 2023, he was inducted into the National High School Football Hall of Fame. National High School Hall of Fame. So that's sports, that's academics, that's effect on kids, that's the whole nine. He this past year, 2023, he received his doctorate from CSU. And he had this quote, man, that he kept saying that was super sweet to me. He kept saying, I'm not going to rust out. I'm going to give out, meaning I'm not going to sit on the sideline and just, become a shell of myself. I'm going to go all the way until I can't go no more. It's super dope. I got a quick video and then we're going to get out of here.
Life that they can be successful. That's the only goal that I have. Yeah. Just continue to be a servant.
We've got about a minute left. When you talk about that success, what advice would you give for any kid, whether he be here, at this institution or anywhere, when it comes to success and how to get there?
Well, you have dreams and always shoot for your dreams. And if you don't have any, get around people that will help give you some. But it's no dream that you can't achieve if you put your mind to it and put God first.
Wow. As I look at it.
Simply said, man, we got 20,
I'm sorry.
We got 10 seconds. So I'm going to say salute to the city as always.
And I'm going to say, remember they jump floor shiny. I wonder who the custodian is over there. I'm out.